So another arm wrestling workout here today, and today's workout is going to be a side table pronation workout. The first arm wrestling workout video I made was a pronation workout, but it was from the front of the table, so I'm going to be moving my pulley here over to the side. All the tension during today's pronation exercises is going to be coming from the side instead of the front, and thanks to the helpful comments I've received on some of the previous videos, I've definitely changed up the way that I train pronation and my form, as well as the different variations of pronation that I train with. So I'm going to be going over those today. Let's get into it. As always, going to be starting off with our warm-up. Got 22.5 pounds on the pulley today for the warm-up. Looking to get as many reps as possible, as always. Alright, so that was the warm-up. That was cup, rise, supination, and pronation in that order. Now we're going to get into the real workout. Alright, so the first exercise is going to be just simple pronation reps. The difference in weight between the front table pronation and side table pronation day is pretty significant. I can definitely do more weight when the pulley's located in the front. Tension from the side is definitely a bit more challenging. So 25 pounds is the previous record. We're going to start off with 25 pounds for set number 1. If I can get those 12 clean reps, we'll increase the weight. For my strap, I'm just tying it in a loop about this long, and I'm going to be using the thumb wrap, a wrap recommended to me in a comment. So really changed up my pronation day and made the movement feel way better and more realistic. Be sure to leave a comment and give me some tips and tricks if possible. They're always appreciated. Successful set number 1 at 25 pounds. We've moved up now another 2.5 pounds, 27.5 pounds for set number 2. So that's a successful lift right there. New personal record for table pronation at 27.5 pounds. Let's move on. Next up, we've got pronation and drive. Record for this is also 25 pounds, so that's what I'm starting off with for set number 1. Next up is going to be the personal record attempt, 27.5 pounds for Pronation and Drive. That guy out. Right arm felt pretty good. Time for the left. Record achieved for Pronation and Drive, 27.5 pounds. Let's move on to whatever's next. So final exercise for pronation is going to be standing pronation. For this exercise as well, I'm going to be doing 2 variations of pronation. I'm going to be doing one with a very centered, neutral wrist, and then come back into pronation like this. And then I'm going to switch up my form, and I'm going to be going into almost a hook position, and I'm going to be pronating back towards myself. So I'm going to try 2 different variations here, and I'm going to split the sets half and half, 6 reps each. Record for this is also 25 pounds. Set number 1 was a success. 2.5 pounds more here, so 27.5 pounds. And this is going to be the personal record attempt. Alright, so that is the personal record achieved. I think it was a PR achieved on all 3 exercises today. Time to move into the second half of the workout. Alright, so we're back here in the pull-up room. I'm going to be starting off trying to practice my one-handed holds to begin. These are definitely still the most difficult. I've got nowhere near any kind of holding ability, so I'm still very much got 2 hands up there on the bar, but trying to put as much stress on one arm at a time as I can. So we're going to be going through 3 different pull-up variations for all of this: neutral grip, underhand, and overhand. Trying to get one good solid negative rep downwards. I'm actually really pleased with those attempts, getting better and better every time. So next up, we've got full range of motion, pull-ups from top to bottom. Current personal record is 10 consecutive pull-ups for each of those grips. Now the only problem with that is I can usually achieve a personal record on maybe 1 or 2 variations of the pull-ups, but by the time I get to the third, I'm getting pretty tired. So I'm going to try to beat 10 for all 3 variations today, but getting pretty tough. Unless I miscounted. I think I got a PR on both the overhand and neutral grip, but I got very little strength left for the underhand. But I've still got to move into the static holds now. Current personal records right now for static hold is 25 seconds for all 3 of the variations. Overhand, underhand, and neutral. 25 seconds is really long. I think maybe I might achieve it for one of these variations, but certainly not for all of them. So holding up my entire body weight, which right now is between 165 and 170 pounds, I'm really happy with the progress so far in these static holds. So I'm going to start off with underhand, see if I can get that 30-second PR. Alright, I've got it. 30 seconds for underhand. Oh. At this point with these PRs, I gotta choose one or the other, which I'm trying to get a PR out of. But regardless, it's really helping my strength. Really happy with today's pull-up session. And as always, back into the finishing routine. Dumbbell wrist curls, 20-pound dumbbells with a fat grip. Looking for 100 reps on both the right and the left. Next, we've got the rising wrist curls, dumbbell handle, 2.5 pounds on the end of the handle. Looking for 100 reps on the right and left. And next up, we've got the reverse wrist curls, 8-pound dumbbells, 100 reps. Next up, as always, we've got the old rice bucket. And we're going to be spinning this dumbbell handle clockwise and counterclockwise, basically as many times as we can, but it's going to be about 100 reps on both the right and left. This is really good for the wrist. Now we're going to drop this 10-pound plate here in the rice, and we're going to spin that pronation and supination reps with that plate. Looking for I think 50 reps on both the right and left, because this is a pretty tough exercise. Next up, we're moving into working the thumbs. Gonna start off with some reps on this handball here, just like this, looking for 100 reps on both the right and left. And then I'm also going to move into this hand ring between the index and thumb, looking to get about 50 reps on both the right and left with this. Next up, we've got the usual thumb reps in the rice for resistance, looking for 100 reps. And finally, for our very last exercise, supination and pronation reps in this rice. Recently, I've actually been doing it 2 hands at a time in the rice, and it doesn't work too bad, so I think I'm going to try that today. Looking for 100 supination and 100 pronation. And so that is going to be the end of today's side table pronation arm wrestling workout. I hope everyone who watched this enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.